So Kate and William will be having their third baby any day now. So if you are pregnant and interested in names for your little prince or princess, or if you're just interested in the next royal baby name and want to put a bet on, then keep watching this video to find out what the bookies' top bets are for the next royal baby name and for some of my own ideas and predictions of what Kate and William might choose for their next baby. So as you guys know, I absolutely love all things baby names. I've done quite a few videos about them in the past, which I will link down below. But I also love everything royal, especially Kate and William. So they will be having their third baby any day now. I think the roads around the hospital have now been completely closed off, ready for her to give birth in the next couple of weeks, I'm guessing. So what better time to do a royal baby names video? Personally, I think the baby's going to be a boy. I don't know why. I can just see them having boy, girl, boy, and then being done with having children. So first up then is Elizabeth. Obviously there is Queen Elizabeth, but I think this is a really strong name. This baby will be fifth in line to the throne, and therefore they will try to choose a name that is both modern and suits them, and it isn't too kind of fussy, but equally it does need to be a classic traditional strong royal name. So I think Elizabeth is a good choice for a girl, and she could be called Libby for short. Frederick would be a good choice for a boy. He could be Alfred or Freddie or Fred for short. I think it's a really nice strong boy's name, and it would fit in nicely with George and Charlotte. So one of the bookies' top bets then for a girl is Alice. I absolutely love this name. It's one of my favourite names in the whole world, and my husband and I were going to choose this for our firstborn child. I think it bridges the gap perfectly between being traditional, strong, royal, but also being modern, sweet. It's pretty sounding, it means noble, and it is quite popular now, especially in the UK, but I do think that Alice will be one of the hot contenders if they do have a girl. Edward for a boy I think would be lovely. There are lots of nicknames you could have with that, but William does have an uncle Edward, Prince Charles's brother, so I'm not sure they would go with that. And he could be called Bertie for short, which also leads me on to another idea, which is Albert. I think this would be a great name. Albert was Queen Victoria's husband. Albert is one of the best bets of the names that they are actually going to choose if they do have a boy, apparently. But I really love Albert. He could be Albie or Bertie. I think it's a really cute, sweet sounding name when he's little. I do think it goes nicely with George and Charlotte. But in some ways it does sound quite old-fashioned, but I think it's coming back. I only know one Bertie, but I think it's really cute, it sounds nice, and I think again that it's their kind of style. One of my ideas for a girl is Eleanor or Lenore. There is a Princess Lenore in Europe, but I think Eleanor Lenore is a beautiful name. And it is royal. There have been princesses called this before. Again, I think it might be a bit too out there and it might be a bit too modern for them, but that's another really pretty idea. And I do think it sounds quite regal and quite sophisticated. Louie is another idea for a boy. This is one of William's middle names, so I'm not sure if they would choose it for that reason, but it is a royal name and it would flow nicely with their other children's. I think Louie sounds quite strong and is a good contender. I don't actually think they're going to call their baby these names, but I'm just going to throw them in there because I absolutely adore them. First off is Rose, or Rosie, is just lovely. I do think Rose sounds quite regal, but also Pippa or Philippa. Pippa obviously is Kate's younger sister, so I don't think they would necessarily choose that, but I love the name Pippa. And Philippa or Philip, that does sound quite royal, so I suppose they could go with that, but I don't think that would be one of Kate's top choices. Sticking with siblings then, I also have Henry and James. Henry is actually Prince Harry's real name. Henry is really quite popular in England though, so I'm not sure they will go with that. Plus you can't really choose one sibling's name over another because then the others will all be annoyed and they might not have any more children, so they can't sort of name them all after each of them. But then James again is Kate's brother, Kate's younger brother, so I don't think you can really choose one over the other. But the royals do tend to have quite a few middle names, so I suspect they will slot in James or Henry or Philippa or whatever it might be as one of the middle names to give a little nod to some of the family members that they love. These two girls' names I absolutely love. Mary, that is one of the bookies' sort of favourites for the baby to be called if she's a girl. I love Mary. But also Victoria, Queen Victoria. I think either of those would be absolutely perfect if the baby's a girl. She could be called Vic, Vicky, Tori, all sorts of names for short. Arthur, for a boy, is another hot contender. I'm not so keen on Arthur, and I personally don't think that they'll choose this, but it's supposed to be one of the sort of favourites at the bookies. It is quite a popular name in the UK and it is coming back. It is in the top 30 most popular names here. I do like it for a boy's name generally, but I just think they need something a bit more, I don't know, a bit more oomph to it. I think it needs to be a little bit more regal. But Arthur is another good idea. A name I really like that can be for boys or girls is Alexander, Alexandra, Alexandria, Alexa, Alexia. It's a really lovely, strong name. It does sound very traditional. I think it could stand the test of time. It doesn't sound too old-fashioned, nor is it too modern. I think it could suit anyone, and it's kind of modern. Like I imagine that it would suit them, and I like that it could be in its full length for more formal occasions, but shortened and given sort of nicknames around the house. Margaret is another lovely idea for a girl's name. I personally do really like Margaret, and I think it is coming back. It's not that popular right now in England, but names do go in cycles, so I can imagine it coming back over the next 5 years and there being lots of little Maggies running around. A similar sounding name is Annie, which is one of my favourite films of all time, but I love the sound of Anne, Annie. There is a Princess Anne as well. Two other boys' names that I haven't really heard anyone else mention, but I do think sound quite strong, traditional and regal are Nicholas and Robert. I don't necessarily think they'll choose these, but again, timeless, classic, good choices. Helena for a girl means light of the sun, and it's a beautiful name. I think that Helena would be one of Kate's favourites, but it's not quite royal enough. But I can imagine this being one of her favourites she's trying to convince William to go with. Francis for a boy, I do like this. I don't know why, but it always reminds me of Made in Chelsea. I think because of Mark Francis, and there's another Francis. I think Francis is Kate's father's middle name. So again, I don't think they would want to necessarily lean towards one particular family member. Louisa is another girl's name that's really, really pretty, but there is a lady Louise who is Edward's daughter, I believe, who would be William's cousin. So that might be a bit too close for comfort, but Louisa is a really pretty sounding name for any little princess. Caroline is another beautiful sounding girl's name. It means free, and she could be Caggie for short. I've always really liked this name. I do think it sounds very regal and elegant and sophisticated. There have been other Princess Carolines in the past, so it's not too unusual, but I think that that's quite a good sort of outside runner, to be honest. So to finish up then with a boy's name is Christian. There is a Prince Christian, I believe in Denmark, I want to say, sorry if I've got that wrong, but I think Christian is a really lovely, strong, royal sounding name which would be perfect for their little prince. Okay, so I've had a think about it, and I'm going to go with Mary if it's a girl and Frederick if it's a boy. I really hope I'm not wrong, and they're probably going to go for Albert, but those are my guesses. Please do leave your guesses in the comments below. I'm going to go and put a bet on this afternoon for my two names. I really hope she doesn't have the baby before this video goes up, or it'll be completely pointless. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Please give the video a big thumbs up below if you've liked it, and this will let me know that you've enjoyed this type of video so I can make more just like this. And if you're new to this channel and you're not already subscribed but you do enjoy this kind of content, please do hit subscribe below and join the channel. I'd love to have you here. I upload a new video every single Thursday about kids, cakes or crafts. mainly kids and parenting, but there's all sorts of different videos on the channel, so please do go and check out some of the other ones. I'll put some links in the description box below of videos that I think you might also like, and I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye. And if you're watching this, Kate, do you think that she actually watches YouTube? Can you imagine if she's sitting there at home with William in bed, scrolling through? Anyway, if you're watching this, good luck. You can do it. Yeah. Why am I talking to Kate Wilson? Do you think she's got a different name on YouTube? You could comment below the word Kate if it's secretly you.